For practice it exercise 2.17 SlashFigure2, we are asked to modify the SlashFigure program from the previous exercise to produce a new program SlashFigure2 that uses a global constant for the figure's height. The previous output uses a constant height of 6, and we are given the outputs for constant height 4 and 7 respectively. So if we go back to the last video and copy the code that we did there and paste it in here, all we need to do is modify this to fit this. We're asked to use a public static final constant, so we'll have a public static void, or not void, public static final int, and we'll call it height, and we will set it equal to 7 for this example. And we need to basically then match this output to be 7 right here. So we can see that we can look at a few things that we need to change. First off, this height, this 6 right here that we used to have is actually just the height. Remember, it's for the rows of the code. And the height is equal to our rows, so we can replace the height we can replace the rows by the height. Next, here we can look at things that need to be replaced. Well, the exclamation marks the slashes here and here aren't really going to change. The only thing that's going to change is the number of exclamation marks. So we can just start looking at that. We have int. So far from our last code, we have int b is equal to 22, and b has to be greater than temp, and then b minus minus. Well, we know that we can't say that b is equal to 22 because the exclamation marks changes for each size. So what we need to do is set b equal to the max number of exclamation marks per height. The way we can find this is take the slope of both of these. In our size 7, we're given 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26 exclamation marks. And on size 14, we're given 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 exclamation marks. So we have 26 and 14. We'll take 26, subtract 14, and divide it by 7 minus 4. This will be 26 minus 14, giving us 12 divided by 7 minus 4, which is 3. So we are going to have 4 as our slope. So this means that instead of having 22, this is going to change by height times 4. This is what that's going to be dependent on. It's going to be height times 4 minus 2. And we can check that by saying if we have 26 exclamation marks in here, then we have our size, which is 7, times 4, which is 28, minus 2. That'll give us 26. If our height is 4, we'll have 4 times 4, which is 16. We'll have 16 minus 2, which will give us 14. And we have 14 in here. So that is perfect for our number of exclamation marks. This seems to be the only thing that we need to change. So we can submit this and see that we need to change the name of our class to SlashFigure2 for it to work in this code, and then resubmit it, and we can see that we passed all of these tests. If we change this to 4, we can pass the test as well. I just think that practice it needs a value in here, but we can also try it without a value and see if it will work. And it does. Okay, so we just need to declare height. We don't need to set it equal to anything. Practice it will take care of the rest when it runs all of these tests. We can go over this since this is pretty long. It asks us to have a public static final constant, not multiple constants. So we'll have our height right here. And this is going to be equal to what we called rows. So we can say, instead of saying rows, we can say for height of code. And we'll have this run the whole entire array of the height. We'll use size 4 as an example, so this is going to run 4 times. Our slashes are not going to change because they output the same amount every single time in the second, third, and fourth row, and so on. The only thing that's changing is our exclamation marks because it relies on our height. It sets the precedent for how many rows and how many are in each row. So we're going to set b equal to height times 4 minus 2, and we can check that by plugging in our height, which is 4 or 7, and that will give us the exclamation mark. So this is the code needed for this output.